So what's up, guys? It is 8:24 a.m. You're here. The purpose of this, we're going to basically show you what a typical day consists of for me, pretty much from start to finish. By this time, the only thing I've done so far that you guys have not seen is I woke up, I took a dump, and I got dressed. And I weighed myself. So to give you guys any details of that, it was a big girthy dump. And I weighed 264 and a half. So here we are. And this is what I do every morning. I come down, first thing I do is I drink a liter of water. I feel like that's really important because you dehydrate all night. Well, actually, I try even not to dehydrate too much all night, because I actually drink another liter of water throughout the night. Even though it makes me get up to go to the bathroom a bit, I still feel like I wake up a little bit more energetic and actually not as tight in my body. So I get up, I drink a liter of water. I got a couple of probiotics that I take, which I feel like is important for for digestive health. And I pretty much I get everything going. One of the first things I do is I got a rice cooker here, and it has a setting on it that enables me to set it during the night. I believe that at 5 a.m. it kicks on. It takes like 45 minutes to cook the rice, and then it just sits there and it stays warm. So when I come down, it's ready. All I do is I pull out olive oil that I use. Now this has enough rice in it for 3 meals for me. It's about 1.5 cups to 2 cups per meal. So I add 1 tablespoon of oil. So divided by 3, that comes out to only about a teaspoon of oil per meal. Because right now things are a little bit tight in the diet, and not having a ton of fat, but some is important. And plus, it serves the function of keeping the rice soft. Rice could get hard as it sits throughout the day. What you see here is yesterday, using my food processor, I took about 4 bunches of parsley and then 2 large bunches of kale, and I just chopped them up using the blade. The purpose of it is the parsley. I like to put both of these greens in my rice. And not only it freshens it up and gives it good flavor, but it also gives me all the the micronutrients found in these vegetables, or these greens rather. Also helps keep me regular. This is something new. I've never done this with the kale before, chopped it up like this, but I'm hoping that it mixes easier with the rice, and I could pretty much just let it sit out. And if it dries, this is what I do with the parsley. I'll chop it up, I'll throw it out on these baking sheets and just let it dry. And then at any point during the next week or whatever, I just use it. And I'm assuming the kale, it's already starting to dry compared to last night. It should work out the same. Then I don't have to worry about it. Kind of like sometimes longer, like the greens sit in the fridge, they could kind of get funny. So actually by drying it, it kind of solves that problem. Does it make it any less nutritious? To be honest, I don't really know. Most people would probably say, fresher is better, but oh well. So all I do is I just come and I take kind of a handful of parsley, put it in there, and the same thing, I'm gonna take a good handful of the kale and put it in there, and then basically just mix it up. Just considering that these things are chopped up, and they're chopped up pretty finely, a handful doesn't look like a lot, but it actually is. It is quite a bit, because if you have something, say you have the leaves of the kale, or a bunch of parsley, by the time a bunch takes up say this amount of room, by the time you blend it down, it's only taking up this much. So keep that in mind. As you can see, it kind of mixes right in there pretty nice. So it's a good way, I think, to incorporate those greens in there without it taking up all that room on your plate. And seeing as it's already been processed, you kind of don't even really have to give it any extra chewing. It should digest easier. I don't know. I'll be able to tell you by the end of the day how it works out. What I'm going to do now is basically get my breakfast ready and get my meals ready that I'm going to bring with me to the gym. And basically what I do is I try to have as much stuff already done as possible. Like to already have my fish prepped, have my chicken prepped. The last thing I want to do is get up every morning, make breakfast, and make all my food for the day. So for me, prepping in advance is huge. So, I mean, for example, I come in, I grab, this is 3 servings of chicken for me. That's 1 pound, 8 ounces. That's 3 8-ounce servings of chicken. And 2 12-ounce servings of fish. This right here is enough protein for me for 5 meals today. So right here is 5 meals, you know, minus the rice, you know, any vegetables, things like that. I keep, one thing I find that's really handy is I just keep some salads made, just lettuce and carrots. And I probably have, I don't know, 2 or 3 of those a day. Being pre-contest, I don't eat a ton of like really like complex vegetables. I'm looking for things that digest easy. But with all the meat and stuff I eat, I find that the salad is really, it kind of, I don't know, in a word, I guess, cools. It's kind of cooling. It complements all that protein. The fish, I feel like not so much. I don't really need vegetables to go with it, but the chicken, you know, with the salad, it makes it go down easier. So what I do is I grab another container. I'll show you how I divvy it up. Actually, I'm gonna grab one more from the pantry. Now, as I said earlier, I've got enough rice in here for 3 meals. The rice will go with fish, with the 2 fish meals, and with my first meal of the day. Having, you know, sat in the rice cooker a little bit with some heat, the kale has definitely started to cook a little bit, which, you know, some people are going to tell you, oh, you want it raw, which definitely does have its benefits because of all the, you know, live enzymes and things like that. But from a digestibility standpoint, at least for me, getting ready for a contest where I don't want any extra bloat or anything like that, cooking it a little bit is going to be a little bit more advantageous for me. So now I just take the fish and kind of divvy it up. That's 2 meals there. Telling you guys, anybody who doesn't have a rice cooker, go out and get one, because it makes your life so much easier. And honestly, it cooks the rice so much better. Like if I just make rice like in a pot, it comes out like crap. This comes out great. So, one thing I add with the fish, I cut up a lemon, throw half in with each. Why does lemon go so good with fish? I don't know, but it does. Just gonna put that in there. And see, as cheesy as it sounds, it is somewhat important for you to like the way your food looks and feel good about it. And I mean, to me, this looks nice because when I'm eating it 2 times a day, every day, for what seems like years on end. I don't want to look at the meal and be like, ugh, look at this. It tastes like crap. It looks like crap. I don't want to eat it. I want to feel good about eating it. You know, so it is important. As cliche as it is, the people when they say, you know, you eat with your eyes, it is to some degree true. And it is, you know, as hardcore as you may be, and you're not necessarily eating for pleasure, you're eating for purpose, you still don't want to have to choke it down every day. I don't have to measure it out. I can pretty much eyeball it by now to know that that's 8 ounces. This will be my first meal of the day. I'll have it with a salad. These 2 servings of chicken I'm going to throw back in the fridge. Keep them ready for later when I come home from the gym. So, you know, right there in a matter of minutes, you got 3 meals. As long as you know, prep things ahead of time, it can make your morning run pretty efficiently, which is important because you don't want to spend you know, a couple hours in the kitchen every morning. And truth be told, most people can't. You know, we all, whether we're you know, you're working a full-time job, or even if you do, you know, even if you were someone like me who does this as your job, I still don't want to. I still don't have that kind of time to spend. I got to get up, eat, get my stuff together, and get the hell out of here and go to the gym. And I got other things to do that are more important than spending, you know, 2 hours in the kitchen every morning. The only other thing I do before I eat is I take a serving of fiber. I take one usually in the morning and one at night. Pre-contest, I tend to, you know, things tend to slow down a little bit. And just to keep things moving better, I use some fiber. I still use it in the off season, but usually only once a day. Pre-contest, twice a day. This is just a plain psyllium husk powder. I take kind of a heaping scoop of that. And then this is also psyllium husk powder, but it's an orange flavor and it's been sweetened with stevia. So it kind of gives this a little bit of, makes it not so miserable to drink. I mean, I guess this is probably not a bad idea for everybody to do every day, just to increase your fiber intake. Can't hurt you. Just be sure not to let it sit around too long. It'll turn into muck. I know that a lot of you guys like to know all the details, right down to every last thing. So, in the name of that, just to show you guys, this is what I put on my salad. Being pre-contest, you know, doesn't have the sugar content of something like a balsamic vinegar, and it is supposed to have a lot of other health benefits. It's kind of a little bit on the plain side, but oh well, it gets it. That's breakfast. So this is breakfast. Chicken and rice. Get some greens mixed in with the rice, kale and spinach, and kale and parsley rather. Salad. I take an animal pack. The next couple meals I'll take an animal omega with those, and that's about it. You know, try to keep it simple.